Hey Mo,
Hey, Ricky.
the doctor's in.
Yes, 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 we are. And you know what we're in? We're in the skin we're in. So we got to talk about it. The
I
largest
know.
organ of the body is our
Yes.
I know. Say
skin.
that again. Say that again. The largest organ of the body. It's an organ.
It is. Our skin is an organ. That's
Yeah.
it. It's a protection. It's our covering. It's everything, right? What are we without our skin? And for our beautiful brown melanated skin, we have some unique considerations and things that we need to talk about, especially when we talk about going through a cancer journey, because the treatments can really do a number on the skin sometimes. So we want to make sure that we highlight all of the things that are good, that are healthy, what's up and coming, what's innovative. Like we got some breasties with some solutions here. So this is a beautiful thing.
It's really great. It's really great. And we have
Can you hear me?
our my bestie brusty Karen, my lovey Karen. Couldn't make it
Hi.
without her.
There's two Karens on here now.
I know. And then we have Karen
Can you
Ingram.
all hear me? How you
And we
doing?
can hear you. You're good. We can hear you and see you, girl. You're good. You're
Hey,
good.
Great. Good to see you all. Hi.
Good.
Hey,
How are you?
Karen.
And then we
Hi,
have a new friend.
Karen. We talk
Yeah.
all the time. Don't get to see each other.
And we have a new friend that we just met, Tamara Johnson, and she has the coolest things. I was looking at her website last night. I was
Put
like,
my
I want to
glasses
take a
on.
bath.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tamara Johnson. I'm owner and founder of Enso Apothecary. We are a lifestyle brand that that's passionate about taking care of you inside and out. So what we are most known for is our vegan skincare. Everything is handmade and formulated by me. Everything has an intention for, like you said, this beautiful skin. That's our largest organ. And kind of our slogan for the business is Zen for Skin, Zen within, because we also offer a safe, inclusive space to practice yoga. So again, we want to take care of you holistically. And that it has one of the things that I was really pleased with, it was of course meeting Miss Karen Lindsay, and learning her journey, but also with some of the customers that we've had over the past years, them giving us positive feedback about how our skincare has helped them through their cancer recovery. So yeah, I just wanted to share a little about that and maybe introduce you all to the brand and what we do a little bit more.
Great. So Tamara, you said a big word, which is your brand name.
Yes.
Apothecary.
So Enso
That means-
Apothecary.
Yeah. All right. So say what that means. Tell people what that means.
So Enso is the Japanese symbol for Zen. It also represents being perfectly imperfect, beginnings and endings, and also just the need for no attachment. So it's a very layered meaning. And then of course, apothecary, which is that holistic healing, really connecting with nature and turning to Mother Earth to take care of all of our needs, which that's another thing that I'm very happy to be part of, bringing people back to that. But the reason why I love the term Enso, and actually the logo that you see, that is actually my Enso circle. So in Buddhist traditions, as part of their spiritual journey, they keep a journal of Enso circles. And every day they create their own, and it kind of lets them know where they are within their journey. So the circle that you see on my logo is my circle.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, thank you for that.
Yes.
Sure.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So let's dig into that. So also Karen, talk about Nirac too, and then we'll sort of get into deep in the product. And then,
Well,
Tell your story too, how it all came
Karen
about.
out. Karen out.
yeah, yeah, like Karen Lindsay. So Nurek was born, I gave birth to it through my journey through cancer. I was diagnosed with HER2 positive stage 3. And doing radiation, I burned really bad. And there were all type of products that the doctors were telling me to use that were just not working. So I got into the kitchen and I started mixing natural ingredients, natural oils, And I finally formulated an ingredient that was perfect for me, that soothed my skin, stopped the burning, and which actually healed from the inside out. Some of the things that they were recommending were too thick. So when it's too thick, like, Vaseline or something like that, it coats your skin, but it doesn't heal from the inside out. So that's how I started my journey. And then I just started giving it to others that was going through radiation. And my mom was diagnosed, I believe, 5 years after I was. And her doctor wanted to meet me because she had never seen anything that worked quite like my product. She said she's seen a lot of things that work, but not as well as mine did. So that kind of, she said, I don't know what you do for a living, but you really need to go into business. And I was not trying to do that. So here I am.
And you help so many people like
Yeah.
Cameron Ingram.
Yes.
Hi. Yes, the product is really good. I had my port, I call it my birthmark. And so by using Karen's product, it really it's real light. You can't really see it that much. But I was a bad girl because when it got better, I stopped using because I was just happy. But then Karen said, you should keep using it. So I still may just pick it up again. I am going to pick it up again.
And we have a story because Karen kind of has a hard head. So I was telling Karen, and this is a good
I
lesson
think
for
it
anybody.
takes one to know one. I think one to know one.
Okay. Touche. Karen has kind of a hard head, like I was saying. So she was continuing to wear bras, and I told her that she has to find a camisole with the padding in it because when you're getting radiation, if you wear a bra, it will irritate you under here. And her skin was breaking. You have to stop wearing the bra. And my sister was doing the same thing. And when she stopped doing that and started using the lotion more, it started to heal. But for those that are out there going through radiation, try to find something else that's more comfortable for you. Someone, if you're heavy set, kind of breasty, you want to get a camisole that has the padding already in it, to help you with your support.
Yeah.
Right. So when you're under radiation, you need the cream. Yeah. Wow. All right. So let's go back to Zen for Skin, because that sounds so delicious. Doesn't? And looking at your products, I was like, whoa, this is so lovely. And I think what's common about both of you guys is that you make it yourselves. Like, how did you do it? It's like cooking. Like, how'd you even know where to start? Like, I can't imagine being in my cooking. I actually one time heated up coconut oil because I thought I was going to fry some chicken in it, and that did not work. So I didn't know. Somebody told me to do that.
This is a safe space. This is
Right.
a judgment-free zone. We are not judging that because Black folks, we use coconut oil for just about everything. So
Yes.
but
Haley,
I do want to hear about, and maybe before we do that, maybe can we talk about like what radiation does to the skin and why, right? So the longer you have it, the more it impacts your skin and some of the side effects. I mean, when you look at the percentages of women who have skin toxicity, as we call it, from radiation, more than 60 to 70% experience some skin issue, whether it's dryness, whether it's absent sweating because you've dried out the sweat glands, whether it's burning and peeling of the skin. Some people's skin turns darker. If you're fair skin, your skin might turn red. It can get really thick and kind of leathery, kind of tough like an orange peel. So, I mean, radiation is helpful, it's necessary to reduce cancer recurrence, right? It kills those DNA cells, it kills the DNA so the cells can't reproduce, but it really does. I tell patients like leaving a rubber band in the sun. You ever go pick up the paper? I guess everything's electronic now. But years ago, when you used to get a Sunday paper and you had to go outside and pick it up, if you went on vacation and left that newspaper out, that rubber band, when you go to take it off the paper, the sun has dried that rubber band out and it's not stretchy anymore. And that's kind of what happens in radiated skin. It doesn't become as stretchy anymore and it becomes drier and tougher. And so we got to do something because, all they would say is just put Aquaphor on it, put Aquaphor on it.
Yes.
And,
And
and is that really, and then some people would say put aloe on it, but then other doctors say don't put aloe. And it's like this, right? Like, how do you know who to trust?
well, I truly believe aloe helps with is a combination of things. It's the natural oils that you combine with it. Because my skin actually was, it started to be real cruddy and then the skin, broke. And, it's just like it was oozing out. And they kept telling me, oh, use this Aquaphor. And it just didn't work for me. It may work for some folks, but it wasn't right for my skin. So, it's really important that not only do you treat that area, but you treat the whole entire area around it as well. And you have to be real conscious about what type of soaps that you're bathing with when you're going through treatment. You want to use something as natural as possible, fragrant free, because it's real important that you're not irritating that area. My product is fragrant free, and I use lavender because lavender is also soothing to the skin as well. Yeah.
So Mo, what is it about unnatural products that's bad for us?
Ooh, where do we begin?
Yeah, like think
Right.
about all the things, like there's a lot of alcohol in them. Like, what is it that is makes them bad, just even without cancer issues? Just like, that's
Yeah.
not.
No, there's a couple things I think, and Tamara can tell us a little bit too. Is it Tamara or Tamara?
It's Tamara.
Yeah.
Tamara, I thought so. Because one, yes, alcohols for sure. Alcohols can be drying to the skin, but there can also be certain dyes, like red and yellow dyes. There can be other additives like parabens, aluminums that get added, things you can't pronounce. A whole laundry list of ingredients that are either alcohol based or other chemicals that are really detrimental to our skin health, and we don't realize it when we put these things on. But you got to read the labels and look at what you're putting on your skin. So Tamara, what are some things that you notice are toxins and things that are in some of our products today?
Well, the biggest shocker and what was the first ingredient that inspired this entire thing was learning that sodium tallowate was cow fat. And so that is the ingredient that you're going to see in all mass produced soaps.
Sodium what? Say that again. Sodium
Tallowate. And they'll have other scientific names for it, but it's cow fat. So that an animal fat doesn't always lend well to our body, our melanated needs. As I adopted a plant-based diet, now I have since fallen off, but years ago when I was on my healing journey, I was eating plant-based. And so I was thinking, well, I'm not going to use a soap that is made with an animal fat. So what can I use? So around that time when I was getting started using, because I started making soaps with just a soap kit from Hobby Lobby. However, I started to research the ingredients in those little soap kits and they weren't all natural. So I went to YouTube University, which led me to other resources. And one of the pleasant surprises was my favorite oil, which is coconut oil. I use it on everything. It had the highest cleansing percentage, the highest skin conditioning percentage, the highest moisturizing percentage, is antibacterial, antimicrobial, antifungal, but yet you really don't see a lot of coconut oil soaps.
Mm-hmm.
So that's literally how I started the journey. I was like, I'm going to figure out how to make a pure coconut oil soap. And between YouTube and some of the resources like Soap Calculator, I figured it out. It took me 6 months. And when I figured out a formula that felt really good, that's when I started to add in natural pigments like activated charcoal, French rose clay, bentonite clay, green matcha tea powder, because all of those have relationships with the sun, just like the coconut, just like the foods that we eat. I wanted what was going on our largest organ to have those ingredients that have relationships with the sun as well. And those powders are detoxifying. They're removing metals from your skin while gently exfoliating. And depending on your skin type, you'll match with the correct powder. If you are really suffering with skin issues or sensitivities, just use the pure coconut oil. It's literally coconut turned into a soap. That's it. Soap is nothing but an oil, water, and a salt. And coconut oil has the highest cleansing percentage. So that's what I stuck with. And I use that same oil in our body butters as well. And I, just like Miss Karen L., I leave those fragrance free. In the soaps that have I don't want to say fragrance, that are scented, I use therapeutic grade essential oils. I wanted something that would really help heal on a cellular level. So each formulation has a combination of good things that are just adding more goodness to the skin. And again, if you have sensitivities to essential oils, because I'm also a migraine sufferer, so I didn't want something that would just overcome my senses and give me a headache. A lot of fragrances do that. With these soaps, they're just lightly scented. They won't overpower, but you can get that little boost of aromatherapy if you're in the shower or bath or washing your face. So that was my inspiration.
I love that, because
I know.
sometimes you get something that's an essential oil, and it can be a little musky and overpowering as well, right? Like, it's not always the perfumey scent. Sometimes it's some of the essential oils as well. So having balanced stuff is just, for me, it's very important. And somebody mentioned in the chat, not as much what you put on your skin as what you put in your skin, and talking about vitamins. Can we do a little conversation about what vitamins are important to skincare?
Oh, would you want me to pick up, or Karen, did you want to take it, or?
Well, I think vitamin B complex, any vitamin B complex, a good vitamin B, and if you can get it in a liquid form, that's even better. Formula is better, and then you also, coenzyme 10 is good for your skin as well as your heart. Vitamin E, of course, is excellent for your skin. I use that it's part of my formula, the vitamin E. And so anything that you can take on a regular basis, even olive oil is excellent for your skin. I mean, consuming olive oil as well,
Yeah. What about vitamin D? Because if Dr. Keith were here, he'd be saying vitamin D cures everything.
Well, vitamin D helps protect us. We need that vitamin D. And
It's
a lot of
produced
times,
in the skin. Yeah.
right. Yeah. And and I hear if we don't get enough vitamin D, could be another cause of us getting cancer, and skin cancer or other types of cancer. So vitamin D is definitely important.
And if I could piggyback onto that, of course, vitamin C, which is found, traces of that is in the powder, the green matcha tea, as well as vitamin E and vitamin A, which are in our body butters naturally, the shea and the cocoa butters. And what I love about those is that it protects, it's a natural sun protectant.
And I've also stumbled up on that black seed oil.
Yes.
That helps out a lot. You can take that. It's not the best tasting thing in the world. And oregano, just a little, because oregano is really strong. You have to.
It's high octane, isn't it?
Yes.
Once I took a spoonful of oregano oil. My godmother said, "Here, take this. You got a cough. This will get rid of it." That stuff was like turpentine. But you're absolutely right. It's the antioxidants, right, that are so good. Because somebody asked about curing black marks and how do you brighten your skin, but those antioxidants help get rid of cellular damage. And that's what cancer is, right? It's damaged cells that makes one, makes two, makes a million, and you have an issue on your hands. So they're very good to help our bodies clear out infections, inflammation, get rid of the damage of radiation and all the chemotherapies and things. But vitamin D and vitamin E, those they call them fat soluble vitamins, they get into the skin and they give you that glow too. Yeah. So it's so many good vitamins, and it's important to get it as much as you can through your food, because you can spend a lot of money on vitamins and you're going to end up with really expensive urine. And so you want to, right? We only maybe absorb like 30% of the vitamins, but when you take it in through your food, you synthesize it in a little bit better, a little bit differently.
And that's
you still right, Dr. Bo.
I'm sorry, Karen, go ahead.
No, go ahead. But people have to understand when you're chewing your vegetables and stuff, you have to chew them slow. You have to make sure it's mixing up with your saliva. You know, even when you're doing these smoothies, when you drink the smoothie, make sure it's mixing up in your saliva so it can get into your system. And we're just not swallowing them down just to go straight to our stomach, you know. And that's why we have saliva.
Yeah, she makes all these smoothies too that I can't. I don't know. Trying, but I think what's interesting is that even when we think about our health, we often think about what we eat, right? And thinking that's doing the job for us, but it's not doing the whole job. Then, so we're thinking about what we eat, but then we're putting all kinds of stuff on our skin, and then being exposed, exposed to everything in our environment. I did that trial like a year ago. Remember, I did that trial. I had to wear 2 bracelets. One was for the stuff that's on your body, and one was stuff that's in your environment. We haven't gotten the results that I did at Georgetown, but I want to see. I can't wait to see the results of that and see what damage we're doing. That could be carcinogenic or just not healthy for us. But it's bigger than what we eat. It's also how we take care of our skin.
Right.
So do either of you guys have like a regime we should follow with your products? Like,
Tamara, you can go.
Yeah, like what's your daily regimen? I know, I
yeah.
want to know from like when you wake up to, because people have so many different, Ricky, that's a great question.
Yes.
Her skin is so beautiful, and so her hair is so beautiful. Like,
Oh, thank
look
you.
to the screen so we could see how
I
beautiful.
know, right? And then, like it's not fake. I promise. But no, so definitely when I wake up, and of course, I'm biased. I make all the soaps, so all of them are kind of my favorites. However, because it's hot in Texas right now, I am using the Prana Bar, and all of my soaps are yoga centric because again, it's a 360 approach. So we also take care of your mind and your physical body with movement. So all of the names of the soaps kind of also inspire people to do that as well. So Prana is all about the breath. That has the green matcha tea, peppermint, and grapefruit essential oil. So it's cooling. So right now I'm using that for full body. I can also shampoo my hair with every formulation, which is another thing too. Now, of course, that's different for different hair types. I'm a 4C, so my hair can take anything. But when I wake up, I do, so I'll bag up. I'm a coconut fanatic. So I do start with oil pulling with coconut. That helps my dental hygiene regimen.
What
Then
does oil pull mean? What does that mean?
Oil pulling is holding about a teaspoon or a tablespoon, whatever your mouth capacity is, and just swishing it around your mouth, and it's pulling out toxins from your body and from your bacteria from your
And
mouth.
you do that with coconut oil in the morning?
Yes.
Wow.
Do that in the morning. You spit
I
it
never
out,
heard of
brush
oil
your
pulling.
teeth.
I
And
never
your
heard of-
teeth, they're so white because that oil is getting all the tartar, it's removing. So it's a great preventative measure between cleanings.
And I use coconut oil. I actually brush my teeth with it. I put it on my toothbrush.
Yes.
And then I brush my teeth with it because it's really healthy for your gums. It really helps your gums.
Yes.
A lot.
I'm going on Amazon right now because I had some in my kitchen that I was going to fry the chicken with. I don't know what happened to it.
Coconut oil is a powerhouse. But from there, I wash my face. And the best part is using my African wash net. So that is our hero product of our brand. These are nets. Actually, I have one right here. These are nets that are imported from Ghana. When you partner them with our soaps, they lather amazingly. It is a great full body exfoliant and a lymphatic massage, depending on how you use it, but it's great for your face. I can even use it on my scalp, your body, but the best part is stretching it out and getting your back. We source them in all of the chakra colors because again, the brand is very intentional. So each color is tied to that energy center of your body. And again, another way to just go within, take better care of yourself and inspire you to be your best version. But this right here is a game changer. If you use this with the soap, you are guaranteed, and I do want to kind of oversell this, to have beautiful skin. It does replace your washcloth. It doesn't hold odor or bacteria, and it will last for years. So it is an excellent investment. And when you purchase it from us, you get 2 times the length. It's double the size that you'll get anywhere else in the States. It comes with a 2-ounce bar of our soap, and then you just pick whatever favorite color. And next year we'll be dropping more colors as well. So this is a game
We put the
changer.
website in there. We put the website in there.
Yes, and
Go
so
back
I'll keep talking.
What does energy center mean?
Oh, your energy center. So your chakra. So so within your energy centers, it kind of let's do it better. So your root chakra, the energy is I am. So as you are affirming to yourself, I am this, I am, that's the energy of that bottom root chakra, and it relates to the color red. And these follow the rainbow colors. These are just the main 7. We have thousands of chakras, but these are the main 7. Your sacral chakra, which is that is the energy of I feel, that is your sexuality, your creativity, how you feel within your body, within the world. Your solar plexus aligns with the color yellow. That is the action I do. And so that's just the energy that you bring out.
I do. Okay.
And then the green is your heart. Again, your heart chakra, it's how you love, I love. And it relates to either green or pink. Okay, so then you move on up into your throat chakra. That's your communication source. That's how you speak everything in the world. So I speak, and that ties to the color turquoise. And then you go into the third eye. That's I know Prince had represented that at one time, but that's dark blue, and that's what you see, your intuition.
Okay.
And then the last main one is your crown chakra. That relates to the color purple. And that's the knowledge, the I know, the knowledge that you put into the world. And so this is why using this tool with our soaps, and then of course, following it up with our body butters, we have 3 formulations. One is the pure coconut oil with vitamin E. I use unrefined organic coconut oil, and that is imported from Ghana as well. The other formulation is our most popular, which is shea butter, coconut oil, cocoa butter, and vitamin E. That one's a thicker blend. It moisturizes deep within the skin layers without being greasy. Great for skin, body and hair. And then the other one is our cocoa butter stick. That is just pure cocoa butter straight from the motherland. And so you follow all of that. You'll be living a good, you'll be treating your skin very well. Your skin will feel zen. You'll get your dose of zen for the day. And we also have bath salts that will relax you, detox you. And the main ingredient in both is clary sage essential oil, which is a natural sedative and muscle relaxer.
Don't you want to just take a bath right now?
It sounds so good. I have a question for you. Sugar scrub or salt scrub? Which one's better?
Salt. Oh, well, I don't want to say what's better. I know things are better for different people's bodies, but for me, in this overstimulated world, society that we live in the West, salt does it for me all the time. It's replenishing all those 84 minerals back into the skin while detoxing. And then I also put aluminum-free baking soda in there to kind of soften everything up. Really kind of condition the skin while you're in there so it won't strip and you won't get out really dry. And then of course I add in pink Himalayan salt, black Hawaiian salt, and medicinal grade Epsom. So I'm a salt girl. I don't really do sugar scrubs, but again, I exfoliate with this. So that probably replaces the need for me to use a sugar scrub as well.
And so I'm gonna have to, piggyback off of that and say, sorry, I use the sugar scrub.
You use the sugar?
I have the sugar scrub.
This is like grit, just like grit, salt versus sugar. I love it.
Yeah, so I love my sugar scrub. I have like 7 different oils in it, and I put aloe vera in it as well. So it's very soothing. I can use it every other day, and I'm not mad at you with the salt. I'm not.
I'm gonna buy your scrub. I can't wait to try it.
But I have to say, Tamara's soap is awesome. I usually put her she used to sell the little small packages of soap, and I put them in like gift boxes. And I also used her black soap before. So I think it's very important that you find a natural gel to use and a natural soap. And like I said, you have excellent soap. And my regimen would be for people going through radiation is that they use it take a sample size, take the 2-ounce size. Once they leave their treatment, let me see here we go. And as soon as they come out of treatment, is to moisturize their skin. And then twice again when they get home. And Karen can speak to this as well because she actually used it during treatment. And never put anything on your skin prior to radiation. And you continue to use it. I don't use anything else but this lotion. You get to, once you start using this, you can tell the difference between my lotion and the other lotion because a lot of it's real water-based. The other, it just does, and it doesn't stick with your skin. You know, it really, your skin is dry or ashy a couple of hours later. You moisturize my skin, it stays all day, you know, and it's not greasy. So I really recommend it. That's all I use. I've also, I shouldn't say this, I've also made me a moisturizer for my face and it's doing really well. I love
You never
it.
gave me that.
I look, I just threw it together last week. And I had done it like a couple of months before. And I said, I know I wrote these ingredients down somewhere, the formulation down somewhere. And then I did it again. And that's all I put on it. I put it on before I go walking in the morning. When I come back, I wash my face again and put it on. And at night, especially under my eye area. Yeah.
I want
So
some.
I have to bring you some. I definitely will.
Yeah. Send some up here for us. We'll put them in the swag bags. We had 2 questions. One, what about dry brushing? Ooh, let's start there.
I don't know much about dry brushing. I know it's supposed to be good for your skin, but I don't know much about it at all.
I actually started dry brushing. That was one of the first regimens I did when I was, testing out different alternatives. And it was great until I started using the African wash net. But I did find, because the way that I would start was I would start before going into the shower, and it was a little harsh on my skin.
Mm-hmm.
What is it, like a brush and you brush your skin with it?
It is. It's a soft brush, and I find it helpful for more of a lymphatic type of massage and really gentle sweeping motions, because if you're on a cancer journey, your skin might be very sensitive for one. So running even a soft brush might not feel very good, but like a soft natural brush, usually sometimes they're smaller hand brushes, but a lot of times they're longer handles so you can reach legs and reach your arms and your back. But it's a soft, gentle sweeping along the lymphatic channels that is very soothing for one. It is exfoliative for two, but it's, again, people are probably not using the apparatus like Tamara's offering, because that right there, I have one too. Mine's not as long, so I need to order one. But it's so helpful when you have, I don't want to call it a rag or a net, but like, what's the right term for it?
Yeah, and it's a net, but we call it sapo, which is the Twi African word for sponge. So in Ghana, it's sapor, but we just did sapo. And but everyone else knows it as the African wash net. It's actually repurposed fish net.
Wow, I'm gonna get that.
Great for exfoliation.
I have really bad eczema, and so does Haley. And Haley only uses Karen's lotion and coconut oil on her body, but I have it on my back where I can't reach, and it's really bad dry skin winter time. And so I actually put Karen's lotion on a back scratcher. I can't reach. It's like the part of my back where the only part I can't reach. And that's why I put it on. So
now you can get Tamara's
the net.
your net and do that, because I'm trying to figure out how to get to where I can't reach,
All right, we got questions about dark spots. What do we recommend for dark spots for blemish removal?
My lotion will definitely work for dark spots. Yeah, it will help. If it gets rid of radiation burns, it will get rid of your dark spots. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you can see this. This was really dark. So I have an air fryer. Instead of getting tongs and just getting it out, I'd stick my hand in, and I burn my hand constantly. Last week, it was really, really dark. So I just put my lotion on it, and it just soothes it out. So you can see this one, this spot here, and I'm constantly burning myself. So I'm always using a lotion there. So it's fading the dark spots away.
Will I get rid of this?
We can try it.
I'm gonna try it.
I think the moisturizer get rid of it.
I'm gonna try it.
Vitamin
Moisturizing
C
for
can be
sure.
helpful for
Yeah.
that
Yes.
too. A vitamin C serum or something can be helpful for that. So let's talk about sensitive skin, right? Because all this exfoliation, if you have, let's say, neuropathy, so sensitive hands, sensitive feet, what are some good things to do or soothing things that can help with that? And is exfoliation a bad thing for that too? Because it may not be. I think that it could be helpful to increase circulation. But let's talk a little bit about folks who are having some side effects.
So I know I deal with a lot of people who have a lot of sensitivities, and that was the reason why I wanted to have that pure coconut line where it was just nothing but coconut oil. Now, on the flip side, for people who are not as melanated as we are, coconut oil can trick their sebum into thinking that it's already moisturized, so it can have an inverse reaction on them to where it seems it makes their skin drier. Whereas for us, it seems to work perfectly. It just works better with our darker skin. So that is one thing I have picked up that hasn't always happened, but that has happened. But as far as I just wanted to make sure to have something with nothing in it but what Mother Earth put together. So that's why I kept all of those butters clean. And even with the dark spots, cocoa butter, I think we were all raised with that cocoa butter. And
Smell,
yes,
can't
indeed.
smell that smell? Oh my God, right?
well, if you hadn't smelled Ghanaian cacao, like, oh my gosh, it's a game changer. It's not like Palmer's, what we have here domestically.
Right.
It's different. It really is amazing. And it is a world of difference. I, from stress, had a lot of dark circles, especially before I left corporate America. I also dealt with the chicken pox and having those spots on my face, and cocoa butter. The Ghanaian cocoa butter really cleared all that up for me.
Love it.
Yeah, and I have a cocoa butter lip scrub that I have that really moisturizes the lips and the dryness of them. Yeah.
Is your summer regimen
Yeah.
different than your winter regimen?
For me,
It's-
yeah.
It should be. Yeah.
Okay, because I noticed the temperature's changing, it's getting cooler at night. So what do we do differently when the weather's a little bit cooler? What are some of the considerations of things people should think about for their skin?
Well, I think the first thing you should do is not take such hot showers, because your skin, you think because it's winter and it's cold that your skin doesn't dry out, but I think your skin tends to dry out more in the winter than it does in the summertime, because you have all those different layers of clothes on. And it's not breathing, it's not getting the oxygen that it needs as well. And people have to have a tendency not to moisturize their skin as much because their skin is not exposed to the elements, but they should moisturize it just as much as they do during the summertime.
And look at that skin we're looking at. So,
Mhm.
so beautiful.
And that's pretty much the same for me. I may just not use as heavy as a moisturizer if I'm outside and I'm sweating enough. But on the flip side, I do go heavy with more of the shea butter, some of the cocoa butters, if I'm outside, just to have that sun protectant.
And Karen, what type of regimen do you use, Karen? And because I know you work outside sometimes.
And we know Tamara has to go. She has a hard stop in 2 minutes. So we so thank you for everything. And we hope everybody will go shopping. We'll make.
Do we have the links in the chat? Can we put?
I put it in. I put it in.
Okay.
I'll put it in again. So
Yeah,
go
because we got quite a few viewers here, and I mean, this show is on and popping. People are watching, and you got to love
I'm
the
gonna put
skin
it
you're
again.
in,
Yeah.
and what we put in comes out. And I think that, Karen and also Miss Other Karen, we should talk about diet too a little bit more, and how what we put in comes out through our skin, because you know how it is. If you eat a bunch of lunch meat, you can smell it. If you have garlic, it comes out through the pores. If you have, not that those are bad things, but just knowing that the stuff we put in, it makes its way out for sure.
Yes. Yeah. And it's almost a balancing act, because some people can eat a lot of seafood and it'd be very toxic to them. And when it comes out, you can smell it, so just like you were saying, if you eat a lot of lunch meat, you can smell it. So it's almost like a balance act. The most important thing is to make sure you're eating a lot of dark leafy vegetables and getting your fruit in. You know, the meat is secondary. You can work the meat. I would work the meat in later. I would concentrate on eating the right vegetables, the kale, the collard,
Thank
Swiss
you.
chard, spinach, yeah, and the spinach, those type of things. And getting your oranges and apples. Apples are, you know, like they say, apple a day, keep the doctor away, is the truth. So when you're juicing, use your apple and then you put a little ginger. Get you some ginger. Ginger is very healing, you know, and add a little garlic in it. So when you're cooking and sauteing your vegetables. So any dark or bright fruit or vegetables are really help. Then when you started doing your meat, try to, if you can't get organic, try to get as natural as possible. You want to chicken, what is it, cage free
Free range
eggs.
or whatever, free
Yeah.
range chicken,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, free range eggs, you know, those type of things. So be more conscious, because if you don't pay for it now, you'll pay for it in the long run, you know.
So Karen, I put baby oil on my body when I get out of the shower. And after our session last week, I said, I'm putting petroleum on my, I mean, I kind of knew that, right? Petrolatum or whatever, but should I use coconut? What should I use? Or just wait and dry off and put your lotion?
You can either use coconut oil or use the lotion. I would not, well, I'm not gonna say that on, you know, I can't say that on Facebook. So look, I don't want nobody come sue me, but I would recommend, I strongly recommend using coconut oil or the lotion.
I got you. I got you. Thank you. And I learned that from Belle, because we stopped, you know, baby oil was not working for Belle. She had eczema really bad, and your lotion is what works for her, you know, works.
It's real, I don't use anything else. It's real soothing to the skin. Yeah. And I have several friends that use it for their babies that have eczema, and it's really helped them a lot. Yeah. So, but the number one thing is the radiation, you know, because I don't want no one to experience what I did or have to go through it. You know, so if you use it on a regular basis, it will definitely help soothe out the irritation to the skin.
Yeah.
Another really good thing to bring up is hydration, adequate hydration, because radiation, especially, it dries you out. But all of the things that we do as cancer doctors, whether it's surgery, chemo, radiation, you know, they make your fluid balance different. And so you might be retaining fluid sometimes and be puffy, and other times you're dehydrated or you're puffy and thirsty. But making sure that you hydrate really well to detox from all of those, everything that's happening to you is going to be really an important component of good skincare also.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Mhm.
And when they say 64 ounces of water, they mean 64 ounces. It makes a difference in the skin, you know, because you can be eating right and putting the right things on your skin. But if you don't, you know, our bodies are 70% water. And if you're not having that intake of water and flushing all those other toxins out of your body, then what good is it doing? You know, because it gets stuck. It helps with what the word we don't want to talk about, the bowel movement, everything. It helps flush all those toxins out, clean out, you keep your kidney working, functioning correctly. Your liver keeps your liver clean, you know. So yes.
Right. Somebody's asking how to get Narac, so I'm going to put it here. We put it in the chat earlier. I'll put it down. So Karen Ingram, how did you find Karen Lindsay? Like, what made you?
Well, I have to think. I think it was from you.
It was for
and
Ricky.
then-
It was
is
for
that
me.
how it happened?
Okay.
Is that how it happened, Karen?
Yes. You called me up and you said, Ricky Fairley told me to call you because I'm really burning really bad.
Yeah. And it's so crazy because for me, I'm still like in denial that I was even diagnosed. So I went through the process, and it's like behind me. It's like I don't really remember all the steps I went through because I still don't want to face it. But so it's coming back to me about what I did with the skincare. As far as the water, you were talking about drinking a lot of water. I do that, the Essentia water. That's the water I drink. I try to make sure I'm spending like $100 a month on water. I'm like, really? But
You need it, right?
Best to get that water in. But I was real happy with Karen's products because I could see right away that the marks on me was clearing up so fast. So I was real happy, and I would call her and share with her what's going on, and she'd say, just keep putting it on, keep putting it on. So it's a good product for anybody.
So
Yeah.
we had a question about water and how much water to drink, right? Because there's water for hydration, there's water for I think weight loss and weight management. And I'm not a weight loss expert, but I would say at least 64 ounces a day.
I agree.
Right. Some people are drinking half their body weight. That is probably more for weight management. But you know, for adequate hydration, at least 64 ounces a day. So I think, you know, and on the topic of Essentia water, right? The Essentia has a 9.5 pH. And there's a lot of debate about alkaline and really how much of your body is going to become alkaline when you drink alkaline water, because our kidneys balance us and keep us from getting too far outside of the normal pH range. But we do find that it helps to clear the flush the kidneys and clear the urine a bit. And there's been some interesting studies that look at that. And so for some people, they just like the taste too. Alkaline water tastes better for them. It feels more hydrating. Other people are coconut water, and they find that there's more hydration for them in coconut water. But coconut's a slightly different one. You got to be really careful, I think, because of the amount of potential sugars, and it's not it's not a good long-term solution to drinking water. So I would say, you know, if you're looking at drinking water, filtered water, if you can drink spring water, that's great. If you can get in 64 ounces of it, that's the goal.
And you know, we also been talking about skincare, and I want to drop a shout out to someone, and she Demi Blue. So it's an all natural vegan nail polish. To check her out, because she doesn't use any chemicals in her nail polish. So, you know, a lot of us go to the salons and stuff, but those that just get basic manicures, you can, you know, buy Demi Blue's polish and take it to the shop with you as well. Especially those that are going to treatment.
Okay, I'm gonna put that in the comments here.
I love that. You know, we did a show recently, Ricky, where we looked at some products too and talked about toxic products. And there's a website where you can go. If you're looking up products that are on the shelves in your supermarkets or in hair care stores and things, the Environmental Working Group, EWG.org, has a website where you can look up the labels for things. You can see, you know, whether or not there's carcinogens linked to those, because, you know, we come out of our cancer journey and you want to be healthier in your hair care products. You maybe want to dye your hair, but what kind of hair dye do you use? And does it have things like lye in it? You know, what kind of nail polish and other products? So we can be really sensitive about those things. And I'll put that link in the chat.
I put it in.
Because,
I put it
oh,
here.
perfect.
Yeah.
EWG.org.
Yeah. I know, I guess, you know, it's almost like, who wants to go through this again?
Right.
Like, if you can do things that are like good for you and also make you feel good and smell good and, you know, all that good stuff, why wouldn't you do it, right? And it can
Right.
help prevent cancer from coming back, hopefully, or prevent it to begin with, right?
And you know, don't forget exercising. You know, that'll help get the toxins out as well. You know, that's it. If you just walk a mile a day, you know, that'll help as well. And you know, obesity has some impact when it comes to cancer. You know, and we don't talk about that. We talk a lot about genetics, and but obesity is because, you know, I didn't have any genetics in my family, and stress. You know, stress plays a lot on your skin, and you can look at a person's eyes and say, okay, they truly stressed in their skin, you know, when they're not getting enough nutrition that they need or water.
Yeah. Wow.
I was putting in the chat about magnesium.
Yes.
Because, you know, don't forget about the power of magnesium, right? So Epsom salt, All Epsom salt is it's magnesium and it's
Yeah.
and salt, and it's detoxifying. But you have to be careful because if you eat too much magnesium, like some people take it for relaxation, helps them to sleep at night. I recommend that to my patients sometimes. But too much of it is a diarrhea. It'll cause you to have diarrhea. You know, think about the bowel preps, right? The colon preps and all that stuff. It's high doses of magnesium and salt. And so you have to be careful about those because while they do help detox, they can also dry you out a little bit. So even as you are thinking about your achy joints and in the winter and you want to soak, make sure you do your soak, but make sure you hydrate really well. And like Karen said, you got to get moving because that circulation is the number one thing. It's even more important than weight loss, Karen, is showing that when you're moving that body and moving that fluid around, it's so vital to our risk reduction.
Yes, it is. And also with the magnesium, you can get this product called Calm. And Calm has magnesium in it, and it really helps calm your body down and your system itself, you know, get things moving along. Yeah.
Called
So, and
Calm.
detox. Calm.
Okay.
And about exercising, I think that's very important because sometimes when women have to get lymph nodes taken out, you can get lymphedema. And with lymphedema, then, because that's what they told me I was diagnosed with not too long ago. However, by exercising, they said, first they were saying, well, you will have to probably do this for the rest of your life because there's no cure. But by doing my exercises, certain exercises that target that area, now they're saying, oh, I think you're going to be fine. Just do your exercise. I think this is not going to get any worse than what it is. So that's something simple as just doing some arm movements.
Well, we know from Dr. Cherie, our friend Dr. Cherie, from that she works in lymphedema, and that if you catch it early, like as soon
Yes,
as
that's the key.
well and catch it early, she can provide you with products to prevent it from really kind of formulating in your body. So if you need more information on lymphedema, email me at Ricky@touchbbc.org, and I'll hook you up with Dr. Cherie because she's got a wonderful product in a sleeve and a process to do, but you have to catch it early. And we also learned last week at our doc session, Dr. Mo, that you can get lymphedema 30 years later.
I just got it. 20 years.
It's true.
I just got it.
It's
for the
true.
first time. Yes. Yes.
Right. So but if you
Never
start
had
to see swelling or see any of the symptoms, you know, act on it immediately because you can prevent it from developing in your body. And because once it starts, I mean, once it's, I guess, stage 2 or 3 or whatever, you can't get rid of it. It's incurable. But if you catch it early, you can be okay.
Yes, no, I think that's a great point about lymphedema and, you know, ways to, because once the skin, so the lymphedema, the fluid backs up in the layers of the skin. I tell my patients it's like flaky biscuits or like phyllo dough, right? Like when there's fluid in between those layers of the skin, that's what makes it all thick and kind of pithy. And it's hard to, if you press too hard, you're not going to really move the fluid along. You're just going to press it in. So that's why that lymphatic massage is more of a gentle sweeping to try to move fluid back to where it belongs. But even when you have a few lymph nodes taken out, the risk is low. You know, you take out 1 or 2 lymph nodes, maybe 3, the risk is less than 2 to 4%, but you still want to make sure that you have the resource available and that you're taking care of your skin, because if you do get lymphedema, then, you know, you got to catch it early and nip it in the bud. You're absolutely right.
I'm putting Dr. Cherie's info in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
I consider myself really lucky because I had 24 lymph nodes removed, and I just now got, you know, earlier this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I know I had 10 and my doctors have always said they're not sure how I didn't get it. So I guess it could come. So I'm just going to keep paddling on my paddleboard.
Yes.
Moving.
Absolutely. I got a friend who does horses, and the brushing of horses has really helped her to be able to not have to wear the pump quite as much, because her lymphedema is like probably stage 3. And so she has to sleep with a pump on. She has to wear a sleeve all the time and the gauntlet for the hands. But her exercising and brushing the horses has been like a really good therapy. So if you do have lymphedema, there's things that you can do physically to try to reduce those side effects and decrease the lymphedema as well. But yeah, paddleboarding, Ricky, is like, that exercise and movement is good for so much.
Yeah,
It is.
those arms moving, but gosh, learned so much today, and I feel, I can't wait to like do more products. And I need the facial moisturizer, Karen. I'm gonna come to your house.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll bring it to you.
Karen, tell people how they can find you, how they can follow you, how they can order products, give you testimonials. What can we do to support you?
Yeah,
Uh,
before videos.
Yeah, I can be found on Etsy and Instagram. My Instagram handle is Neuric Natural Essence _LLC. And Cheryl is going to put the link to the Etsy site into the chat
Yeah,
box.
I did it. We did it. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Your Instagram is Neuric Natural Essence.
Essence _LLC.
Okay.
And Facebook is Neuric Natural Essence by Karen.
Yep, got that. And I think Karen Ingram, you and I are living proof of that product. It's like the best stuff ever. And it just makes you feel really soft and beautiful. And I'll tell you some great stories about the scrub later.
Okay.
I
can't
think I
do-
love my scrub more than I do the lotion. I use peppermint oil as well as lavender.
I'm a fan of a sugar scrub and a salt scrub. Sometimes it's different things for different reasons. The sugar has
Yeah.
enzymes, right, that helps to soften that skin. And I find a sugar scrub to be very, very softening and soothing. Whereas the salt scrubs, I feel like they're a little bit more invigorating and detoxifying. So,
Yeah.
different ones for different things. But the bottom line is put good stuff into your skin. Put
Natural.
good things, pay attention, right, to what you're putting on your skin, because gone are the days where Black folks can just splash with water, put a little Vaseline and walk out there. Like, we need sunscreen. We need to talk about sunscreen, but we
Yeah.
definitely need to make sure that we're getting some protection from the sun, because of the lines and the sunspots, they do add up, and Black folks do get skin cancer too. So please love the skin you're in, because you got a lot of it. It's the biggest organ in the body.
Yes.
All I can say is the scrub makes you touchable.
Ooh, I love that.
Hey, that's a good slogan. I think I was still there.
That's my personal experience with it. Okay.
Listen, that's a testimonial right there. You want to be touchable? Go and get you some.
I'm telling
And
you.
on that note, we hope it's been relatable and reliable and real. That's what we do every Wednesday night here on Black Doctor. Some Wednesdays more than others. But we know you want some touchable skin. We know it.
Yeah.
Love the skin you're in. Ricky has said it all. The doors of the church are open.
I was gonna say something else, but this is
Don't even get me.
Go for it. Go for it.
no way. Oh my goodness. There's nothing like a little massage with a little Neuric. That's all I have to say.
There you go.
And it's necessary. And that's a great point, Karen, to get you involved with your partner again, get back to touch. Like, touch is so important. Touch is right, Ricky. It's not the name of the organization for nothing. Touch
Right.
is so important to your intimacy, to your well-being, your
And
emotional well-being.
Yeah.
And
Even
you gotta get you somebody rubbing on you and rub on yourself.
Somebody else, yeah.
And
Harper,
use Neuric.
confirmation.
Oh, we love you. We'll see you next Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Eastern time on blackdoctor.org. The doctor's
The
in.
doctor's in. The
That's
doctor's in.
it.
We
We got some breasty and doggy love for you.
Breasty love.
Breasty love.
Oh,
Bye.
take
you
care,
later.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.